Welcome back to Image of the Visible. This is the podcast you're looking for. Happy May the 4th. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Image of the Invisible, the podcast. And guys, being a big old nerd, this is Star Wars Day, and I love it. So check out AFK Discussions. What? Check out Image of the Invisible wherever you do podcasts. And I said AFK Discussions because I am working on, I was going to bring that up, I'm working on every other week that this is not on. I may be doing AFK Discussions. I don't know yet. It's just an idea because I want to do some spooky stuff. And as we talked about, we don't really like to get into spooky stuff anymore on this episode, but I kind of want to talk about spooky stuff. So I may be bringing it back. But anyways, I was going to say, check out fattack.com for all your tactical needs. And we have an awesome new special May the 4th shirt out. It's Jabba the Hutt, and it says Fat Tack. You need to check it out. So how's it going, Phil?
Pretty good. Always definitely support Fat Tack, and I'm excited that that shirt's out. That sounds like a pretty sick shirt, so everyone go and check that shirt out. Yeah, I'm doing good, can't complain. Last week, we were supposed to be on last week, but I got back from Marked Man, and I got back a little bit late. And I was just exhausted from a amazing, incredible weekend of serving, and because I did staff this time around, so that was pretty cool to kind of like be on the opposite side of like the Marked Man and kind of, help guys. Because I was on the prayer team, so I was praying for a lot of guys. So it was very, very cool to do and serve and be a part that way. So I can't say enough good things about it. But other than that, I'm excited to get into tonight's episode. But how have you been?
Man, I've been pretty good. I've been working with my mic here. I think I got it situated. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you're in here how the mic sounds. But anyways, yeah, I've been doing great. It's been crazy. I played. We had our last soccer game of the season where I'm the coach, and we won it. That was the first game we won all season, and so I was very proud of the guys. We go into a tournament now. We're actually, which I thought we were going to be dead last, but we actually came in third from last place. So that's pretty good. There was two other teams that won 0 games. So that was cool that we actually made it a little higher than last place. But yeah, so tomorrow is our first tournament, but I have high hopes of at least winning one game because the team we're playing is the team we beat last week, so the first team. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there you go. So there's definitely a shot you guys can not only compete but possibly win.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But I guess we will see whenever I get there tomorrow night because it's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. I think. So yeah.
Nice. No, that's awesome. That's something definitely to look forward to. I'm sure you're definitely excited about that, and that should be awesome.
Yeah, and also I want to say I'm really glad to be back because was I on the last episode? Or did you do it by yourself? Because it's been life has been crazy.
No, I don't think so. I think that's when we had Steven on, right?
I think so. Gosh, everything's blending together right now.
Yeah, so. I'm pretty sure that was our last episode, and we were both on for that. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I go to work and I've been working a lot with videos, and then and I have a podcast from my work which I've been editing together. So everything's just jumbled in my head. So.
No worries. I've been busy too, so I don't blame you on that. It just seems like this year's gone by in a blur. I don't know about you, but it's gone by so fast. It's already May now. It's going to be June before you know it.
Yeah, my kids only have like 14 days or something like that left of school, which is crazy to me. 6th grade for them flew by.
Yeah, this whole year. It feels like, yes, it does. It feels like not that long ago that I was down in Tennessee, but that was like November.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, for me, if for some reason it seems like it's been forever since you've been here, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has for sure, but it's just like time's gone by so fast.
Mm-hmm. It has
so fast. But anyway, like we were saying, we got a pretty interesting episode here tonight. Some interesting discussions to be had for sure. So Jason, have you seen these videos of this Mahdi? I don't want to call. I guess like we can call him a cult leader, but he calls himself the Mahdi, which is like a Muslim reference to like a savior type of individual that would come and kind of like save the Muslim people, sort of thing.
Yes, I have seen this, and it is, gosh. So I was talking to my wife about this, and this is the first time that I have actually been sort of, I wouldn't say afraid, but feel like this is more than just an average cult leader. You know, like I joke around like, oh, Elon Musk is the Antichrist, but this guy seems more legit. I wouldn't say Antichrist, but maybe the false prophet. That's the way it feels to me. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I felt the same way, which is why I named this episode "The False Prophet of Mahdi."
Oh,
is he
nice.
is he the Antichrist? Because I thought the same thing, to be honest with you. Like I don't think he is the Antichrist necessarily, but he's maybe a possibly Antichrist prototype, or at the very least a false prophet.
Yeah.
For sure, and definitely like a glorified. Well, I wouldn't say glorified, just a cult leader essentially.
Yeah.
So a little background on him. His real name is Abudllah Hasem Al Sadek. He's the founder of the Armadi religion of peace and light. Now, the Mahdi in Muslim religion is someone who's going to fight for the people, break the cross, kill the swine, abolish jism, which means the body, abolish the body. And not only that, perish all other religions except Islam and destroy the Antichrist. So that's kind of to give you a background of like what the Mahdi is in the Muslim religion. Now this guy's calling himself the Mahdi, and he's saying a lot of other things besides that as well.
Yeah.
But another caveat here is that the Mahdi is supposed to live around 40 years and then die, according to Muslim beliefs. So that's the guy kind of we're talking about.
Yeah, so that kind of brings into the whole thing where it could be, because I've heard a lot of people reference, the Mahdi is the same thing as the Antichrist would be to Christianity, but so if he dies within 40 years or whatever, then that could be the head wound that he's supposed to endure, and then he gets resurrected. That's I mean, that could be what that's referring to. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating what it could be. But he says a lot of stuff that is really, it's really got me wondering, because I mean, the stuff he says, I mean, either he's pretty sure of himself and what he's saying, because I mean, that stuff in Islam, if he's just spouting it off, that's pretty dangerous territory to be claiming those things in Islam, and not worried about getting your head chopped off, essentially, because that's essentially heresy. Like I saw one video, I don't know if you have this one up, but he's talking about LGBTQ and how he would welcome them to their religion, and that's kind of dangerous, because the Muslim religion is pretty anti LGBTQ. So
yeah, for sure. No, yeah, there's a lot of things in this. So I have his like a whole bunch of clips to play here, and so as we kind of play them, I got them in little chunks. Like I think the longest clip I have is like a minute long, and that's the first clip. And then as we play the clips, we'll kind of talk about the biblical stuff that he kind of references in there, because I have some Bible verses that he kind of talks about some stuff, and so we'll kind of go from there. But let me pull up his video here.
yeah.
And in the will of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is written the first three successors of Imam al-Mahdi are Abdullah, Ahmad, and al-Mahdi. I am Abdullah, the successor of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the successor of the Comforter Ahmad.
By the way, the Comforter in the Bible is the Holy Spirit, not Ahmed. These people are so delusional, they don't even know what the Bible teaches.
Of Simon Peter, the successor of Muhammad, the successor of Jesus Christ. I am the true and legitimate Pope. I am the proof upon the Christians. I am the son of the Muslims through my father, and the son of the Christians and the Jews through my mother. I am the son of the East through my father, and the son of the West through my mother. I am like Zulkarnain, who with one horn in the East and one in the West, and I am the inheritor of all that lies between. I am more knowledgeable than any false pope, and I am appointed by name in the will of the prophets. My name is also on the tongue of Isaiah, who prophesied of the righteous servant, and he said, he will see his offspring and prolong his days, and the will of the Lord will prosper in his hand.
Okay, so there's a little section of his speech that he gave. So I have a couple things that with some Bible verses that stuck out to me, but what sticks out to you in that first clip? I mean, there's a lot there.
There's a lot. So he said a lot of things like that, he's a successor of all these people, which, if you don't know, if just read the Bible. I mean, that's, he's talking about Peter. He's talking about, Islam people. He's talking about Jesus. It's very much heretical, what he's saying. And the one thing that stuck, I'm trying to find the verse right now, but he was talking about the horn.
Yes, I have that.
Yeah.
So the verse I have is from Daniel 7:8, which says, Then in my vision that night I saw the fourth beast, terrifying, dreadful, and very strong. It devoured and crushed its victims with a huge iron teeth and trampled their remains beneath its feet. It was different from any of the other beasts. It had 10 horns. And I was looking at the horns. Suddenly another small horn appeared among them. Three of the first horns were torn out by the root to make room for it. This little horn had eyes like human eyes and a mouth that was boasting arrogantly.
Yeah, exactly. That's, either he knows scripture very well, and he's, really, citing scripture to, make his cult or whatever grow because, it's in there. Or, it possibly, there's something more to this guy. I just have a feeling there's something more to it than just this dude trying to make a cult, And just all the stuff he's saying is, I've never heard any other religious leader say all that,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
another thing about Revelation, the one world religion, and a lot of people were like, how could that be? Christians, Muslims, Jews, they don't belong. But this guy is citing that he is, the leader of all of them because of his lineage, which is, pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And calling himself the legitimate pope as well.
Yeah.
Kind of going to those Christian tropes, and then obviously all of the Muslim stuff that he mentions in there as well. Like you said, and he also mentions Isaiah, Isaiah, I think he said something to the effect of that Isaiah talked about me in the Bible. And so what he's referring to is how it's not talking about him, it's actually talking about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Isaiah 52:13 to 53 to 12. I'll just read some of it just to give people an idea. See, my servant will prosper, he will be highly exalted. But many were amazed when they saw him. His face was so disfigured, he seemed hardly human, and from his appearance one would scarcely know he was a man. And he will startle many nations. Kings will stand speechless in his presence. For they will not see what they had not been told. They will not understand what they have not heard about. The Lord. It's captioned the Lord's suffering servant. Who has believed our message? To whom has the Lord revealed his powerful arm? My servant grew up in the Lord's presence with a tender green shoot, like a dry root in the ground, but there was nothing beautiful or majestic about his appearance, nothing to attract us to him. And then it keeps on, he was despised, he was rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with deepest grief. When we turned our backs on him and looked the other way, he was despised, and we did not care. And then it keeps on going. A little bit further down here. Yet it is our own weakness he carried, our own sorrows that weighed him down. and we thought his troubles were a punishment from God, a punishment for his own sins. But he was pierced for our rebellion, crushed for our sins. He was beaten so we could be whole. He was whipped so we could be healed. All of us like sheep have strayed away, and we have left God's paths to follow our own. Yet the Lord laid on him the sins of us all. So clearly that's about Jesus, when talking about just him disfigured, that's obviously him when he's on the cross.
Yeah.
Paying for everyone's sins. Like, there's only one person that's referring to. So he's very heretical in all of his things that he says, whether it's about Christianity or Muslim religion for that matter, both. But yeah, so I thought those verses were, it's good to kind of like refute this stuff and kind of point out like the craziness of it. But if you want, I got a bunch of more clips here, so let's check this out. I got clip 2.
The righteous servant mentioned by Jesus alayhi salam when he said, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant?" The righteous servant mentioned by Jesus alayhi salam when he said, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all of his goods. And I was made ruler over all his goods. Now, O Christians in the East and the West, hear me and obey. I am a messenger sent to Jesus Christ, alayhi salam."
So he's calling himself a messenger of Jesus. And I think that's just it's his way of, his tactic of trying to appeal to many different religious people on as many, because like any good cult leader, you have to usually they start somewhere in some sort of level of truth, so that way they can attract people to them, and then as time goes on they kind of get more and more worse. So it's quite clear to me, oh my gosh, we got a bunch of comments. It's quite clear to me that that he's just using it to manipulate people in order for them to follow him, essentially. Sell their stuff and follow him, essentially, as we'll kind of get further in. But I did have a couple verses about the Antichrist specifically. This one's more about kind of people like him. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And so this guy would be at the very least a false prophet based on that scripture, just of all the different things he's saying. And not only that, this also comes from second John 1:7. I say this because many deceivers have gone out into the world. They deny that Jesus Christ came in a real body. Such a person is a deceiver and an antichrist. Now, where he's not straight up denying Jesus, he's kind of using Jesus in his own ways to kind of further his name and to be oh, Jesus has sent me, you know what I mean, that kind of an angle. So I think that was pretty interesting.
That's very interesting.
Go ahead.
So the one thing, I don't know if you have any videos of this. I saw a few videos of some miracles or something this guy's performing. Do you have any of those?
No, I have not seen those.
Yeah, if I can find them, I will send them to you. I don't know if you can pull them up, because I know you had issues before with pulling up a few things, because you had to download them first, right? Before you can.
Yeah, but I send them to me anyway, because I might be able to. They might work. You never know. But while you do that,
I sent them to Jack, so I should, because Jack was. They had a episode not too long ago about the Antichrist.
Oh, no kidding.
On the confessionals, and so I was shooting some videos to him. I'm like, check this out, Jack.
Yeah. Another thing he does a little bit further along is he calls Paul, the Apostle Paul, a liar. So I'll play that clip right now, just so you guys can see this.
Paul is false and led you astray.
The reason why he has to claim that Paul is false is because Paul exposes this man as an absolute demonized freak, ultimately. That's what Paul exposes this man as. Somebody who is just a wicked liar. So this is what many of the false prophets have done throughout history. They've come along and they've denied Paul because he is an apostle unto the Gentiles, and he is actually set up by Jesus Christ himself so that people do not be deceived by these people. Paul the apostle said in Galatians 1:8, if anybody comes to you with a different gospel, let them be accursed, even if it's an angel out of heaven. So of course, these wicked liars and deceivers would say Paul is false because they don't want you to listen to him, exposing them. We are also told in the word of God that the devil comes masquerading as an angel of light. And that is exactly what this person is doing here. He is claiming to be of peace and of light, but he is nothing but darkness, wickedness, lies, and deceit. And you're going to see just how wicked he is in a moment.
Yeah, so definitely some strong words there.
I think I lost you, Phil, or you lost me. I don't know. You went frozen for a second. So I'm going to pick back up because gosh, I cannot find the video right now, but I'm still looking for it. But yeah, so this guy is just, it's, I'm at a loss for words actually, because some of the stuff he's saying. So I'm going to hopefully get Phil back on. Let me text him real quick and say you froze. Okay. Hopefully he'll reconnect. But yeah, I lost my train of thought now, guys, because I was texting Phil. But yeah, so there's a lot of just weird stuff. Oh, it is just me now. Look at that. Hopefully he can reconnect. So another thing, so he was born in 1983 in Indiana in America. His father's Egyptian and his mother's American. So one thing about the Antichrist is his lineage and where he comes from. So everything I've read about and stuff in the past was that the Antichrist would come from the revised Roman Empire, which is like in European area. So that would like I think Egypt would actually be part of the revised Roman Empire. Is that correct, Bill? I was just talking about his lineage real quick since we lost you.
Yeah. He's like half Egyptian and half like American or something, right?
But the revised Roman Empire, where he's supposed to come from, in Egypt, part of that, and that where Alexander took over.
I would think so. Yeah, or that whole area, generally speaking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's another concerning part, is that his lineage is actually in that region. So yeah. What were you saying? You got cut off.
Oh, no worries. You was kind of calling out Paul and say that Paul is a liar and stuff like that. And I believe Paul wrote Galatians, and if I'm wrong, then I'm sorry. But Paul said in Galatians 1:8, let God's curse fall on anyone, including us, or even an angel from heaven who preaches a different kind of good news than the one we preach to you. And I say again, what we have said before, if anyone preaches any other good news than the one you welcome, let that person be cursed. Which is like another reason why, like the kid was saying in the video there, the reason is because Paul calls these kind of people out. Another reference of this.
Oh, you froze up again. Dang. I don't have the Bible verses he has, or I would keep reading them. Sorry, guys. Let me go back to my what I was talking about. So, apparently, his religion. he started his religion in Iraq in the late 1990s. Hey, Phil, I just started to go back into my thing. Since you froze up again. So, I was saying
good. Keep on going. As soon as
his religion started. He started his religion in Iraq in the late 1990s, and is now active across 40 countries. It's estimated that 7,000 people have had contact with the movement. In 2018, the movement had a base in Sweden, which is weird. you know about Sweden and the whole throne of Satan, right? Where I can't remember where, but it's essentially where CERN and stuff is. That's Switzerland. My bad, not Sweden. That's my bad, guys. So anyways, Switzerland is where the CERN is, but that never mind. So swipe that off. But anyway, so he moved his base to Sweden.
Never mind that attention to detail.
Yeah, but in 2021, its headquarters is now in England. The group's central mission is to build the divine just state, which is divinely appointed king, which a divinely appointed king will rule. This will be the I cannot say that, theoretic, I guess it's a theoretic state, which the king appointed by and representative of God rather than a democratic election process. So it's saying that they're trying to make a government that is divinely appointed by God rather than democracy. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah. Now go back into your verse because we lost you again when you were starting to read it.
Yeah, no worries. You can hear me good, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, you can still hear me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
2 Corinthians 11,
I lost you again.
13.
Dude, so, we keep losing you again. I don't know if you can hear me. This is weird, guys.
These themselves as apostles of Christ. As soon as I go to read it.
As soon as you go to read it.
Here, I'm gonna switch my internet real quick.
Okay. So that's weird. It seems to, it seems that whenever you start hitting on something that something doesn't want you to get the message out, we start having glitches. It's something that we've dealt with in the past year.
For sure. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I'm going to try this one more time. 2 Corinthians 11, 13 to 15. These people are false apostles. They are deceitful workers who disguise themselves as apostles of Christ. But I am not surprised. Even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So it is no wonder that his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness. In the end, they will get punishment for the wicked deeds they deserve.
Yeah. So when he was calling him a liar, it was talking about this, like, he doesn't know. I'm real. He doesn't.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly why. And so that's exactly why he's doing that. Which, I mean, makes sense if you're that guy.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. So I got a couple more clips here.
Yeah.
And this is basically when he goes all out and he's just like, "Yep, I'm the only way you need to worry about." So here we go, clip 4.
Church is corrupt and no longer upholds the law of God, nor does it defend the oppressed. The papacy has been stolen and the rightful heir has been pushed aside. There is no one else but me that you are obliged to obey. May God be a witness that I have proclaimed.
So, I mean, there it is right there. There's no one else you need to go to but me. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Forget the Pope. Forget all these other people. I'm the one you want to follow. This is the declaration from God.
So one thing that is weird is, I don't know, and like I said, I don't know if it's because this guy's so knowledgeable about everything or if it's prophecy being fulfilled. But there's that Pope list. Do you know about the Pope list?
Yeah.
There's only supposed to be 112 popes.
Right, there's one more.
And then the last one is called the Black Pope, which, this guy wears all black. So, I don't know, put two and two together. But that, gosh. I don't know, man. It's creepy because it like, he came on the scene, like, getting popularity the day after Pope Francis passed.
Yeah,
So,
like literally, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I find it chilling that that's what he says.
Yeah.
Again, this comes from Matthew 24:24. This is Jesus himself talking. False messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs and wonders so as to deceive, if possible, even God's chosen ones.
Yeah, I could not find those videos I was going to send you, but there are videos of people getting healed by this guy. I wish I could find them. They were on Instagram. I'm sure if you guys do a deep dive through Instagram, you'll be able to pull something up.
Yeah, and if you do, tag us in it so that way we also know.
Yeah.
And there is so many warnings about the Antichrist in the New Testament, not only from Jesus, which we just read, but this also comes from John. I'm just going to read it just because, why not? We got the time. This is a warning about Antichrist. Dear children, the last hour is here. You have heard that the Antichrist is coming, and already many such Antichrists have appeared. From this we know that the last hour has come. These people left our churches, and they have never really belonged with us. Otherwise they would have stayed with us. When they left it proved that they did not belong with us, I should say. But not only that, for the Holy One has given us his Spirit, all of you know the truth. So I am writing you not because you know the truth, but because you know the difference between truth and lies. And this guy definitely is a liar.
Yeah.
And who is a liar? Anyone that says Jesus is not the Christ. Anyone who denies the Father and the Son is an Antichrist. Anyone who denies the Son doesn't have the Father either. But anyone who acknowledges the Son has the Father also. But yeah, so I just wanted to read that, and there's more too that you guys can read if you keep on going down to 27.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Bible verses that kind of back this up. So I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
This whole thing is just like, it's super interesting.
And
you're gonna get into.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Am I still here?
You're back, but
can you hear me now though?
You broke up for a little bit there. Yeah.
See, as soon as I was about to say, there's some things about this guy that are very strange.
Yeah.
And about their cult that is very strange that we'll kind of get into. But one more verse before we do that. This comes from 2 John 1:7. I say this because many deceivers have gone out into the world. They deny that Jesus Christ came in a real body. Such a person is a deceiver and an antichrist.
Mm.
And like I said, at the very least, this guy is definitely a deceiver and a cult leader at the very least. That's for sure. Definitely. So this next clip I have is, this goes into the, I was going to say Bible verse, but it's a Quran verse actually, which this guy kind of stands, which he calls himself the
Mahdi. Oh gosh.
Back up.
You're breaking up again.
Okay.
Believing in something that states the following, which is what Muslims believe in, by the way, in Sahih Muslim 2922, that the last hour will not come unless the Muslims fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, so they believe the stones and the tree are going to speak. Muslim, or the servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. Look at this. This is absolute insanity. That's what these people believe in. And they believe that when the Mahdi shows up, which is what this guy is claiming to be, that's what they're going to do.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so that's the verse that kind of backs up the Mahdi and what they think the Mahdi is going to do and all that stuff, just to give you guys like a background onto that. But there's some other things that are very, very strange about. Am I still here?
You keep bringing up every time you're starting to bring something up, it breaks up. It's crazy.
Of course. But anyway, I was going to talk about the blood. So they take blood from other missioners or people or whatever in the group and put them in some sort of like Ark of the Covenant. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't hear about this at all.
Yeah, so I got this clip here. I'll play it and we can kind of react to it.
Is a great punishment. There's a great flood that is coming, and it's coming in this time. That is exactly where we are right now in the story of Noah's Ark, mere hours or days away from a full flood pouring on the face of the earth. It's not a flood of water. It is a flood of blood.
A flood of blood.
So that was, I mean, the only thing I can think of when you say like flood of blood is, you know, a lot of people dying.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's what he means, but it's very, very strange for sure. And then him to be bringing up Noah's Ark is also strange. You know, I don't know if that's a reference to the days of Noah, when Jesus talks about the end times and says that it'll be like the days of Noah. But the flood of blood thing is very, very peculiar.
That is
Very, very strange. But there was another clip that I didn't have a chance to pull, and so he does take blood from his followers or whatever in some sort of blood-letting sacrifice or I don't know, whatever, some sort of blood-letting thing. And they put the blood into like this little Ark of the Covenant kind of a deal, which they have like displayed in their church in
You're breaking
photos.
up
Some of the wide shot that.
You broke
Of
up
course.
again. So it's weird because do you know, does he drink the blood perhaps or anything? Because I know there's a big thing about drinking blood in the Bible. It says don't do it. You know, like numerous times throughout the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, not that I know of, but I mean that nothing would surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, the very fact you're taking blood at all is kind of strange.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're drinking it or not. I mean, it is kind of strange to be like, hey, you know, I want to have your blood and have it part of our community. I don't know. It's just it's very, very odd. And not only that, like a lot of in their church there, like they have like photos on the wall of the people that are there in the service or services or whatever. And there's been also some other claims about him, you know, being sort of like much like many other cult leaders, whether it's, you know, David Koresh or any cult leader, he's getting his followers to sleep with him and stuff like that.
Oh, really? There's that too?
Yeah, there's that element to it, which is like very much a part of a lot of different cults as far as that kind of stuff. If you guys remember David Koresh and stuff like that, he kind of did that thing, and he said he was Jesus and all that kind of stuff. Definitely a Antichrist archetype for sure. Very, very similar in that sort of way, where a lot of cult leaders are like that, you know, like that sort of power dynamic or whatever the case may be, you know. That seems to be like a telltale sign. So, this guy's out of the UK, so I hope they're keeping a closer eye on him for sure.
Yeah, well, the UK is kind of a weird place right now. There's a lot of anti-Christian going on there. Where I saw these videos of people singing like hymns on the outside, and like cops came and said, "You're not allowed to sing here. You have to be in a church. You can't sing Christian hymns in public or something like that." And yeah, it's kind of wild over there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's definitely, I've definitely seen that, or like saw the one guy that was like praying in public outside of an abortion clinic or something. That guy got in trouble. So like I have seen stuff like that. Yeah. There for sure. With that said, I am excited about my England trip, although, you know.
Yeah. So I found something really weird. I'm going to read real quick.
Sure.
So it says that he has claimed to have fulfilled 10 prophecies mentioned in the Islamic narration. One of the prophecies concerned the death of King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia in 2015. It also the Muslim prophecy of the sun rising in the west as a prediction that Abdullah Hassan will rule over the Christian world, which is weird. Another prophecy that is that Abdullah will establish a new covenant. So that's pretty heretical. It says, throughout history, God has established 6 previous covenants with humanity, well known to those who are familiar with the Torah and the Bible, but all will ultimately broken by the people. The 6th covenant was God's covenant with the Prophet Muhammad, is what they believe. However, the Savior of mankind is prophesied to come with a new covenant the seventh covenant. So he's saying that, you know, since he is the Mahdi or whatever, that he's got a new covenant with man. And it says that in this manner that see, what is this? Hold on, I lost my place. So it says that that going against mainstream Islam, the seventh covenant established by Abdullah will include members of the LGBT community. That's what I was talking about earlier. So that's the new covenant, I guess, is to bring that community into his religion. So,
Gotcha.
and it says on Easter Sunday this year, believers in the Ahmadi religion of peace and light, followers of Abdullah, I'm not going to say his full name, took to the streets and gathered outside churches in countries around the world, including Colombia, Mexico, Argentina, Ecuador, and United States, Canada, Switzerland, France, Italy, Germany, Vatican City, and United Kingdom. Gosh, there's so many. United Kingdom, Spain, Croatia, Serbia, the Philippines, Thailand, Australia, Senegal, and Bangladesh. Whew, that was a lot of countries.
Yeah, for
to
sure.
announce to the world that the man had been chosen by God to lead humanity as the true pope. So that's pretty interesting. They went, all these countries, his followers went to declare this outside of churches. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder how big his cult is, because I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you.
No, seems like it's growing quickly.
Yeah, for sure. There was I saw a bunch of clips of people pledging their allegiance to him and stuff. Have you seen those?
And they had signs, like I saw some in like it was like in New York and like Times Square. They had these big banners saying the Mahdi is here, and it's got like a QR code to scan or something. Yeah.
So I definitely saw that. He has one other directive that he wants to get out there, so let's see what that is.
And for people that are willing to sell their homes and to come and be amongst the community and to follow me, we're looking for people that are not going to waver or want to leave once they've come. We want people that love the Dawah and love the truth and love Imam al-Mahdi and have a love and a willingness to sacrifice it
Pay attention, look.
all to establish a divine just state and be part of this divine story where the hopes of all of the prophets and the messengers were poured into in their efforts.
Yeah, he was doing a cultic hand sign during that.
Yep. Yeah, so no big deal, just sell all the furniture,
Yeah.
Go to him and follow him, and
I mean, that's the whole thing, if he's, claiming, to be, Christ or whatever is, that's what Jesus said, sell all your stuff and follow me, that's essentially what he's saying. So,
yeah, it seems like he's using a lot of biblical and Muslim tropes to gain popularity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like merge the two together, essentially. So yeah, just a crazy, interesting deep dive into him, and we gave you some Bible verses also to back it up. But we'll get Jason's final thoughts on this. So, what do you think about this guy after we've talked about him? We've played a bunch of clips of him. What are your final thoughts on him?
Man, so I think it's. If he's not the Antichrist or the false prophet, it is leading to that. I think there is something more to this. Like if you do a lot of research and stuff on end time prophecy and stuff, there is this spirit of Antichrist, and I think definitely this plays in with that whole spirit of Antichrist. Like I said, this, it may not be the one, but it's definitely laying groundwork for that to take hold. This religion is growing so fast. And like I said, there's the one world religion that's spoke about in Revelation, which this could possibly be setting that up. That makes total sense to me. So
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with a lot of what you said there. I think it's definitely interesting, this whole thing. He just kind of like popped up out of nowhere. And I remember seeing the first couple clips and being like, I'm not really thinking much of it. But then I kept on seeing more and more and more, and I was like, let me start looking into this, and then doing the research for this, playing all the clips, listening to everything he said. Yeah, I don't know if he is the Antichrist or not, but he's definitely at the very least a false prophet for sure, or an architect of the Antichrist. And I think what you said there about the one world religion is definitely something that could be a possibility as well. We got a comment here. Supernatural influence over non-believers. That is a great point.
yeah,
Which definitely is possible, and it's obviously too early on. I mean, he could just literally disappear, and their religion doesn't really grow, and it doesn't, it's just another cult or whatever. But it seems like this is his 15 minutes of fame for sure.
yeah,
And we'll definitely see what happens after. But I mean, he's definitely a false prophet at the very least. It could be an Antichrist archetype, or like you said, the spirit of Antichrist for sure. So it's definitely interesting and chilling the way that he is kind of merging these two religions together, to trying to boost himself up, as being this kind of catch-all savior for all religions. Essentially, I mean, at least the two major ones. It remains to be seen if he tries to do this with Buddhism or Hinduism or some of the other things too. Which is I would not put it past him. So
yeah. So I don't know. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to David. That was my friend David that left that comment.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, I wanted to say that he mentioned something in that clip. He said the Tao. So that is a religion, like an Eastern religion, Taoist.
Oh, okay. See.
So I don't know if that's what he was talking about there, but yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Because that could be possible. I would, like I said, that would not surprise me at all. That would actually make sense if he actually did that. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Huge shout out to Saint AVS for those clips. Make sure you guys check out his podcast. He had some cool videos and a lot of interesting things to say about it, some of which he played on this show. So make sure you guys give him some support for doing it, because it would help us with doing this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Definitely something we'll have to keep an eye on for sure moving forward to see, how this kind of like plays out or whatever. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I would recommend, if you have heard of L.A. Marzulli, go check out his YouTube page. He's talking about this also, and he's got a lot of interesting points. So yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I don't know. I'm still just kind of reeling over this, because I've been thinking about this for at least a better part of a week or so. And it's just, I just can't get it out of my head that there's something more to this than just a guy talking. It feels like there's definitely like a demonic presence with him or something. It just feels that way when you just look at him, the way he carries himself, his charisma. There's just something there. It's almost like a because if you've seen cult leaders in the past, which all of them kind of have that same charisma, this one just seems different, like more. I don't know. I think it seems more because he is going with Islam too. Usually, there's cult leaders and stay away from Islam because that's it's a good way to get yourself killed, which is making me think there's more to this.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder. And yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something we have to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah.
Because he is kind of creepy in the way he talks. He's very like soft spoken, but very powerful when he speaks as well.
Oh
at the
yeah,
same
definitely.
time.
There is that. Like I said, there's that charisma that he has, like almost like an authority when he speaks. Not like an authority in God. It just seems there's something fueling him behind what he's talking. You You can just
Yeah.
tell there's something there.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
That's supernatural, I would say.
Mm.
That's making these people. I mean, if you look at the people, there's all like, engrossed in him and just like,
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. It's kind of creepy in the way they look.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that was one of the things that the kid pointed out in the video. I didn't play it, but he did say that too, about like the crowd listening to him and stuff like that, almost like they were enchanted by him or something.
Yeah, it is. It's, I don't know. It could be nothing, but it could be something. But I mean, nevertheless, I mean, I think people like him are definitely fueled by demonic presence. I just don't know if this is the one or not. I keep saying that, but I mean, it just, like I said, it feels different, because if the Koreshes and what's that guy's name that did the Kool-Aid thing?
Yeah, I forget. I know exactly what you're
his
talking
name.
about, down in South America or whatever it was.
Even like the L. Ron Hubbards and stuff. I mean, they're sort of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're talking about like a alternate religion that's not. I don't think L. Ron Hubbard and them actually said that they were the Messiah, but they teach that whenever you die or whatever. No, that's. Is it? Am I thinking of that? Is Scientology where you're like you die, you get your own planet, or is that?
Yeah, it has to do with aliens and stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Mormons. Mormons believe that when you die, you become your own god and you get your own planet or whatever. To rule over.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I've seen the Book of Mormon Part 1, but I have not seen the other. So I can't tell you what happens after that.
Yeah.
I know there is lightning that comes out of a guy's hand and he electrocutes somebody. I have seen that, so. And they have magical underwear, so I do know that for sure. So yeah, definitely weird. Definitely interesting. Something to definitely have to keep an eye on for sure. Because he's definitely weird. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just encourage everyone to pray and seek God, because as the end grows near, more and more things like this is going to happen. One thing I saw, it was like, why read Revelation? Just go outside and watch it happen.
Yeah, right.
Jim Jones, yes, you're right.
Oh yeah, yep, that's right. Yep.
Laura's coming in clutch.
Yeah, give her the props for that. Jim Jones, that's right.
Yeah, that's. And there was a movie about that too. Do you remember
Yeah, there
that?
was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like pretty much everyone. I think almost everyone died. There was a lot of people.
Did anyone escape? Maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't remember anyone escaping. I think it was one of those things where they went down there because they were worried about them, and then they when they showed up, they were all dead. I don't know if anyone actually didn't do it.
But Jim Jones, was he claiming to be God? I don't think he was.
No,
he?
I thought it was like an alien thing.
Oh, was it? Okay. I don't
like
remember.
Aliens from another planet, or I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I thought that's what it was.
There is, oh my gosh, speaking of weird religions, I saw this thing that there's a church in I think it's LA, but their whole thing is that Jesus is an alien. That's their whole shtick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you're saying that Jesus is not of this world, then that's true. He's not of this world. I mean, he created this world, so.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, I'll leave it to LA to have something like that.
Yeah, but they like literally have like pictures of like,
Jesus
aliens
coming down on a spaceship.
No, which I mean, gosh, we don't want to get in this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
because I mean, so much do that, like with demonic aliens and angels and the Ezekiel seeing the wheel inside the wheel. I mean, there's so much there that we can get into, but that's not for tonight, I don't think.
Yeah, that's definitely another show.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to look this up. Alien Church. So it's not. Someone posted Scientology. It's not Scientology. It's actually
a different one.
Alien Church.
But Scientology is like that too, though.
Yeah, they are, but it's different from Scientology. I'm just going to try to. Yeah, here it is. This is their logo.
Yeah, the Alien Church. Yep. That's funny.
Gosh, yeah, it's really weird.
A cross with a UFO. That's crazy.
There's another, this is on, there's church front.
Yeah, it looks like a storefront.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is. It is very weird.
Yeah, like I said, leave it to LA. I'm not surprised.
And then they have this sign. It says, if you believe in Jesus, you believe in aliens.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
So weird. Too funny.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is also in their church.
Oh, an alien pope.
Yeah. So there you go. Alien Church. Check it out.
Jeez.
But use discretion.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's weird. Interesting. But, yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah,
it did
right?
not seem like an hour.
No, I know. It went by pretty quick, and we talked about a lot about the Mahdi and his cult. So, it did go by quick. It was a good episode.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and thanks to everyone for showing up tonight and watching. Check out fattack.com for all your needs, and may the 4th be with you. I'm such a nerd. I'm sorry, guys. But this is I didn't really celebrate May the 4th like I usually do. I have like a Jedi robe and stuff, and I usually, they have like little events and stuff, I'll show up to every now and then, but with my lightsaber and all that. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Keep going, Phil.
Sure. I don't really celebrate May the 4th, but I'll tell you my favorite Star Wars movie. It's probably...
I'm ready now. All right, guys. Go ahead.
There it is.
Yes. May the 4th be with you.
Before we leave, what's your... do you have a favorite Star Wars movie?
Yes. Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that is a great one. I don't know if I have a favorite one. I was about to say my favorite, but I'm like, I started thinking about it. I was like, I don't know. Empire Strikes Back's a really good one.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi is great too. I mean, they're all the old ones are great. Yeah, so either Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi are probably my favorite.
Yeah. So, man, I was talking to someone, and how there's a lot of hate for the episode 1, 2, and 3. And especially Jar Jar Binks. There's a big hatred for him.
Sure,
so,
I can understand.
There was a interview with I think his name is Ahmad Best, is the guy who was Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, okay.
But there's an interview with him, and he was hated. I mean, literally, he said he went through all this depression stuff because how much hate mail and everything he got for Jar Jar. But now there's so many people or kids that grew up with those movies, and they love Jar Jar. They're like, he was my favorite character. I love Jar Jar. And he's got all this love now from adults that grew up with him as their Star Wars. Just like the first 3 are my Star Wars. That's why I hated the new ones, because it didn't fit with that. But now there's a whole generation that love the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have heard that before too. So I don't hate him as much as other people do, but because I honestly, now that we have those other ones, I actually kind of like those ones better than I like some of the new ones. Like Force Awakenings, I thought was really good, but the other 2 not so much.
I didn't mind The Last Jedi.
Yep.
Or no, The Rise of Skywalker. The Last Jedi was the one that I did not like, with Luke being all weird.
Yeah.
So the Rise of Skywalker, it had good ideas and stuff, and there is a lot of canon. I'm sorry, guys. I know we need to get off here. This is not about Star Wars podcast, but there's a lot of canon stuff that they try to bring in. Like there's this cloning thing where they clone Luke Skywalker, and they took that kind of idea and made it like Palpatine, where they're trying to keep him alive and clone him. But yeah, it's. I mean, there's a lot of good ideas there. I just don't think they fulfilled it the way it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I recently rewatched The Force Awakens, and that movie I think is great. I think they did a good job. I really wish they had went away from the whole Death Star trope, because that's kind of been done 3 times now with that movie. So
Yeah, because it's basically like the first one over again, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the best one of the new ones for sure.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought it was really good, but yeah, then they kind of fall off little bit by little as they go along.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then there's many reasons for that, but yeah, Star Wars, crazy.
But now all the awesome stuff that's on Disney Plus, the Star Wars shows, are incredible. If you guys haven't watched those, watch them, because they carry on the magic of what the original 3 set up. I can't talk. The original 3 set up. The new shows kind of carry that on. That kind of magic and the story that George Lucas originally had told. So if you haven't seen any of that, go watch it. The Andor series is amazing. If you haven't seen that, it's like kind of a mystery, political intrigue, but Star Wars is kind of second to that. It's like it's a mystery, like conspiracy, but oh yeah, there's some stormtroopers over here. That's what it kind of feels like, and it's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, so I'll have to check that out, because I didn't end up seeing that one. I saw The Mandalorian, but I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people seem to like that one. So
yeah, I Star Wars horse now. We'll end the show.
yeah, I love it.
Because I could keep going.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, like Jason said, may the 4th be with you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you guys week after next.
Yep. See you guys soon. Peace.
Yep. Peace.